recently joined on 19th of this month as Chief Secretary. Lord, permit us to appear online, Lord, if,
But you have issued a GO. Has disbursement been completed?
within 6 weeks, the compliance affidavit says 2 advances have been disbursed. There were 21 advances which budgetary allocations have also been made.
What is the position here in Tamil Nadu?
So, this connection, this was stated that in terms of the directions of this honorable court, so and so, have been revised by the state government and arrears have to be paid. Therefore, it is respectfully submitted that to calculate the arrears due to revision and allowances and sanction of new allowances and credit in their account 2 more times is asked. 2 more months they have asked for time.
I spoke 6 weeks. We will.
4 months is what they
6
asked.
weeks is what Lord, I am told by Chief Secretary that 6 weeks we will completely, because the claims, certain claims have to be made by the officers, not by us. Ultimately,
You complete the exercise in 4 weeks. At the most, we might give you 4 weeks, right? Come here, we'll hear all the chief secretaries, over here. We don't want to now start making an exception. In the morning, we have not made any exception. Yes.
online, Lord.
No, not online. They are supposed to remain present here. That's our order. Why are you shy?
No, Lord, I am not shy.
Whatever statement they want to make, let them appear here before us and they'll make a statement.
Lord, we find the
Sorry,
effort. The
in
Chief
the
Secretary.
morning, a similar request was made.
We have not allowed that to
Honorable
anybody.
Chief Justice has declined. So no exception for you. Ask them to remain present.
Item 7 is the matter of the twins, where Kara was to respond. Adoptions have already taken place and Kara was to give the NOC blood. So 16th, your lordship heard it for 26th. Kara is not responding.
It's on board today. If it doesn't reach today,
I'll
because of
wait-
this,
I'll
we'll
wait
take it
for
up
my
early
turn.
next
I'll wait
week.
for my turn.
Otherwise, we'll take it early next week if you want.
No, my lord, I'll
We
wait.
can take it up on Tuesday. We
Lord,
can,
Whatever your lordship.
we'll take it up on Wednesday. We can take it up.
This is the
The aunt has adopted both the children.
The position is that I will explore the options under the UK adoption system. They say you get a non-convention adoption order. Kara has to give a non-convention adoption order. And
Okay, that's fair enough, but we'll take it up on Wednesday,
All right.
so that Tuesday. Oh yeah, we have a CB on Wednesday, so Tuesday we'll take it up.
Tuesday.
Well, may I make a small,
The list is possible. I'm so sorry.
no, it's okay.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
Yes.
May I make a small request, Mother? Would my lords allow us to airdrop the material?
All right.
Yes, a soft copy, airdrop, soft copy of this. It's much clearer, Mother, than that. That's all. Please airdrop it. And in the meantime, just, Mother, so that some misgivings, Mother, may be cleared.
Their official records, was possible to be shared, please share it.
No, it's a status report, no? This you can share.
Relations.
Yeah, please. Mother, I just wanted to mention to your lordship, through a notification issued in the Gazette in 2018, Mother, by an order of the Commissioner of Police, we are required to follow these guidelines, which are set out, unnatural deaths and injuries. And we have followed these guidelines to the T. So it's not something that we have departed, Mother, from the standard procedure. It's the regulation of 68, Mother. Immediately on receipt of information of a death occurring in any of the circumstances, first information report shall be drawn up in West Bengal form such and such. The information shall be recorded in the same manner as a first information of a cognizable crime. That's how the unnatural death is registered. And it shall be put up for subdivisional who shall record his orders. And then it goes on, Mullah. So we follow this to the T.
Except that this doesn't justify registration of your FIR at 11:30 at night.
But everything started earlier. All the
When-
investigation was
when
done.
Body was recovered in soon after 9:30.
But Mullah, all the investigation was done in accordance with law, Mullah. There's no as far as delay in the investigation. The procedure is the same, Mullah. We have not, Mullah.
Procedure and other things is a separate issue, but the point really
I
does
understand.
remain that what is the reason? I mean, now we've already highlighted that. We needn't go over it all over again. What is the reason why the FIR is lodged almost 14 hours after the discovery of
Because we asked the parents, he says, we'll give a formal complaint, Mullah. That's all on the record.
second, further investigation is also required.
Counsel is here. The
Please, if you don't mind.
Parents' counsel
Sir,
is, he is
if you don't-
waving his hands.
One second, if you don't
He is
mind.
waving his hands.
Second, most important, What is
No,
the
it's
role
not
of
an
the
issue
principal?
that the parents would have
What
requested
is
them
the
to
role of the
delay the
principal? Why
FIR.
he was the principal of the college, he should have come straight away to the college
Yeah,
and directed the filing of the FIR. Who was he in touch with? What were his connections
That's for
during
him,
that?
Malas, to
That's-
decide why he didn't do it. But I'm just telling your lordship that as far as we are concerned, we follow this procedure, be that as it may, Malas. Now,
The moment he tenders a resignation, he is appointed as a principal of another college.
we respond to that separately, Malas.
What is the purpose? I mean,
Yes,
there's
yes,
a
I appreciate that part of it, Malas.
lot of.
We
lot of
appreciate
things
that part of
to be
it.
still investigated by the.
Yeah.
by the-
Now, of course, Malas, each of us, Malas, who are appearing for the state have now got Swiss bank accounts which are doing the rounds, Malas, because we are appearing for the state. That's all that's happening now, Malas, outside. And we are, instead of,
Initially, that switchback account came, my lord, from your client, present client.
Anyway, we don't have to really go into that. We have to-
let's not,
What we will
again,
do is
you know,
this.
instead
Mr.
of concentrating on the investigation, you're
Mr.
concentrating on
Sibal,
the state
what
of
we
West
will do is
Bengal.
this. CBI has submitted its status report to us of the investigation. You have also submitted a status report of the investigation. We will have a look at your, we'll have a look at your report. We'll take it on the record. Let the investigation continue. There are two different things. CBI in respect of the actual death, and insofar as you are concerned, the vandalization which takes place the day after. So,
And the
in front-
and the future protest, Malas, your lordships have to protect us for that. That future protest.
Protest,
how can
protecting the
how
state.
can we protect this?
No, your lordships may, you stand, Malas, SO, the standard operating procedure must follow. We will designate area, they can hold the protest, they can go there.
So why do we have to do all that? Your district magistrate.
Yeah, your lordships will only say, Malas, because your lordships have said no peaceful protests should be, Malas, should be interfered with, Malas. Now, if they don't follow the standard operating procedure, don't tell us what the leader is. Malas, what will happen is what your lordships have seen.
We have not for a moment said that the requisite provisions of law should not be complied.
That's fine. That should be clarified, that's
The
all.
only thing is that what we meant was that stop arresting people who are.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Your lordship may just clarify that.
And not an additional small clarification.
We have never said that irrespective of the normal procedures for conducting
That's what is
protests.
being done, Malas. That's why I saw those audio clips, Malas.
Right now, we will just say this, a status report has been submitted by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Likewise, a status report has been submitted on behalf of the police of the state of, the investigation
Kolkata police, Kolkata police.
by the
Kolkata police.
Kolkata police, on behalf of the Kolkata police. Full stop. As already noted earlier, the investigation into the circumstances relating to the death of the postgraduate student at RG Kaur Medical College and Hospital is being conducted by the CBI. Full stop. The Kolkata police is looking into the investigation following the vandalization of the hospital after the protests of the after protests after the protests at the site.
No, it was vandalism, my lord, not protest.
After the protests at the site.
Yes, yes, vandalism after the protest.
Yes, yes.
Full stop. Next. From the material which has been produced before the court, it appears that a request for conducting the polygraph test has been submitted. Test of the accused has been submitted to the ACJM Sialda, which is stated to be under process. Full stop. The ACJM Sialda shall pass orders on the application no later than by 5 p.m. on 23 August 2024. Full stop. During the course of the hearing, a number of counsel have appeared on behalf of diverse stakeholders, including the associations representing the resident doctors. Full stop.
And other doctors, my lord.
Resident doctors and other doctors. Full stop. Among others. Full stop. The council who have intervened in these proceedings, together with the parties for whom they have intervened, are set out below. ये पूरा statement ले लीजिए. In the previous order of this court, while constituting a national task force, this court had specifically clarified that the NTF should engage with diverse stakeholders. Full stop. Consequently, we hope and trust that the NTF shall hear the representatives of diverse stakeholders so as to enable it to have inputs from all those who are likely to be affected by the process which has been initiated by this court and who have a vital stake in maintaining safety and well-being of the doctors and other medical professionals in their workplaces.
One second, I have to say something.
In their workplaces.
I give it.
But we have not said no. We have not said yes to all stakeholders. During the course, during the course of the hearing, Learned Council have placed some additional suggestions which may be taken into account by the committee, including bracket 1, the installation of distress call systems, the institutionalization of distress call systems, semicolon, bracket 2, regulation of duty hours, comma, and 3, the lodgement of and 3, the constitution of a compensation distress fund. Next, the above suggestions would, it is needless to note, be considered by the National Task Force, whose remit has been couched in broad terms by this court. It is undoubted that the views of diverse stakeholders would be taken into account by the task force before its final recommendations are made. To facilitate the filing of suggestions before the National Task Force, we direct the Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of the Union Government to open a specific portal on the website of the Ministry, on which associations, or as the case may be, different stakeholders can submit their suggestions for consideration before the committee. Full stop. Mr. Kapil Sibal, Learned Council appearing on behalf of the state of West Bengal and the Kolkata Police, submits that this court may clarify, submits that while this court has permitted peaceful protests, the order should not be misconstrued to mean that the authorities are precluded from exercising the regulatory powers in accordance with law. This court has not injuncted the state from exercising such lawful powers as are entrusted in terms of the law. However, we categorically reaffirm that peaceful protests shall not be disturbed, nor shall peaceful protest shall not be disturbed or disrupted, and the state shall not take any action against those who are protesting against who are peacefully protesting.
That's correct.
Against the incident which took place at Ivory Court Medical College.
Manoj, maybe just one more time.
Hold on. Allow me. Whether your lordships may take my affidavit on record. Yeah, take on record. And Malas, two things. We have filed the status report, but the pen drive is not being taken, which has the videos. Malas, that pen drive may be taken on record.
My lords, with regard
in
to
extras.
that,
One second.
Should we keep it after a week for the next status report to be filed before us? Because we just like to.
That's fine, Malas. But the pen drive may be taken because they are the annexures, Malas. Yes, deeply obliged.
my lords,
Just give
with
it, put the
regard,
pen drive.
Karuna, this is.
Malas, and also, let me finish. Let me-
we'll finish the.
Protest in demand of your order.
Fair.
Well, let me just finish this. Malas, my timeline was on the events.
My lord, only one request I have to make.
1 second, hold on, please. Let me make my.
Yeah, of course.
Well, the timelines. Court master, just take that.
The request is this. Lord, request is this, my lord.
In view of the fact that this court has taken measures to ensure the institutionalization of the concerns of the medical professions in terms of the previous order dated so and so, it is only to be expected that the doctors would now return to work. Full stop. Pending the submission of the report to the National Task Force, all state governments and union territories shall ensure that wherever the need arises in terms of the exigencies of work, the state shall be alert to any apprehended violations of a breach of apprehension violations or breach of safety in medical establishments within that.
My lords, doctors are going to call for that. My lords, with backlash, we can be protected against.
Timeline of events as they happen, Malad.
Lord, can the timeline at least be shared with us?
We'll give you
Give a copy to the.
Yes, yes.
This can never be secret, my lord.
What, nothing.
Of
Of course not, nothing.
Also give the, or your status report.
Yeah.
Well, that can be shared with the CBS.
Of course, it can be.
Investigation is pending, Malad. How can the status report be shared? That cannot.
But one aspect may be considered.
Yes, his status report is not shared.
States
Because, the CISF has been deployed at.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
एक और वो भी लिख लीजिए. The Solicitor General states that in compliance with the orders of this court, the CISF has been deployed at RG Kaur Medical College and Hospital so as to ensure the safety of
Just one small submission.
all other medical professionals.
My lords had said in the morning an additional line, my lords, with regard to protecting our doctors from backlash. They will, of course, rejoin. But my lords, and they have never suspended emergency services. But my lords, there is a concern, already a backlash.
Ms. Nandi, there is no question of only doing emergency services. In a place like, say, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, people take appointments 2 years in advance. If doctors are not available on duty for a day, that means that person loses a slot which was booked 2 years in advance.
Absolutely, my lords. And during lunch, we spoke to our doctors and this is what has been said and this is what has absolutely been agreed to. My lords, just the backlash though, there is the health department and the medical council, we are being told that the action is being taken against our doctors. These are under control of the West Bengal government who are protesting, the protesting doctors. In addition, private and public
Look, what you do
harassment is happening from the police.
Next week,
Yes, my lords.
once the doctors get back to work,
Yes.
please come back to us and tell us.
Lordships, may I just point out?
Come back, my lords.
Malad,
Lordships, there is an
Got
order.
this in the order?
An apprehension has been expressed on behalf of the doctors, stating that that they are likely to be, or some of them are already being proceeded against.
Not to interrupt, in Delhi, there is FIR registered against us.
Right,
Already.
for the protests which took place in the past. Full stop. We are expecting compliance with the assurance which is now given to the court that the doctors would join normal duties. Full stop. In the meantime, if any adverse action has been taken against any protesting doctor for protests which have been carried out prior to the date of disorder, no coercive steps shall be taken on the basis of any action.
Lordships, there is an order of a college in Ujjain where my learned
But
friend
nothing hereafter, because now after this order, everybody must be happy.
Yes, my
doctors have been told
Threatened for contempt.
not even to go on a token strike. My learned friend wants.
I just received a,
I'll tell you one thing, get back to work now. If any doctor is proceeded against for a protest which took place in the past, we have already said no coercive action will be taken.
this is for the future actually. We are saying that we cannot go for the token
But
protest
you-
as well.
No, but future now, you must come back to duty.
No, The problem is
Does
that
this say that we'll stand outside the Supreme Court? No,
Yes,
because
we seek permission from the
justice and medicine can't go on strike. Everybody has to come back.
to the proper measure, it should be done.
Lordship,
And
Dada,
that's for the contempt.
Malad, just one second.
Look, first,
Strip.
look, first, establish before us next time that everybody has come back to work Once we are satisfied that everybody has come back to work, please rest assured, we'll make sure that no adverse action is taken. What happened?
Mullahs, the other thing is, your lordships have taken now the status report on record and a separate affidavit on record. Now, Mullahs, the only thing is, and this is a request from everybody, that Mullahs, normalcy should try and be, Mullahs, the people should not take advantage of the situation. Normalcy should return, Mullahs, and we are investigating
Stop
in
vandalism.
their hands now.
Normal.
Responsible is in their hands now, the investigation.
Vandalism is stopped,
These
everything will
kind
be
of
normal.
statements,
Therefore, we have requested the doctors to come back to work.
yes, no statements,
Now,
Mullahs,
the
that are being made of the
investigation is
nature.
going on. The investigation is going on. We are assessing the status reports which are being filed in the course of the investigation. I think now, for the family, there's no question of normalcy because the family is deeply affected.
Correct.
But insofar as the community is concerned, including the community of doctors, we have to return back to our
Absolutely. And the statements and the,
just
the
one
statements
sentence.
made of the nature that we have placed before you.
I appear for the
Lord, I-
doctors
Only a
association
minute,
of.
my lord, let this not, my lord. Lord, we are not against, my lord, nobody should make any statement.
That's correct.
We have a statement of a sitting minister of the state of West Bengal saying that, no, not all, there's something very serious. That if anybody talks anything against our leader, his fingers will be chopped off.
Mullah, then I will read the leader of the opposition statement.
Go into it. Nobody should speak.
Bullets will be fired. Bullets will be fired is what he said.
What we would also expect,
Yes.
please don't politicize.
Exactly.
So Bindu has said bullets will be fired.
This, my lord,
Across
therefore
the
I
political spectrum.
Yes.
Parties have to realize, don't politicize.
That's
Exactly, my lord, exactly.
No,
The
the law
simple-
will
we
take its
started by
course.
saying
Yes.
they
The
apply-
law will take its course and we are ensuring that the law does take its course after a quick and efficient
Deeply
investigation.
obliged. Deeply obliged.
Second, we are also concerned about the welfare and safety of doctors for the future. We want to institutionalize this.
That's right.
Yes.
We are not just going to lay down guidelines. We are going to pass an enforceable direction that the recommendations of the task force will be implemented by the state governments by hospitals under the authority of the union government.
By my interruption, I prevented a political dialogue by giving this instance.
Mine is not, but just 10 seconds. We are grateful, I appear for the Resident Doctors Association of AIIMS Delhi. We are grateful, Lordship's taken so moto. What has happened is, we have taken a peaceful protest. I registered, I get the General Secretary of the association. Now, as it is, emotions are running high. The office bearers are sensible, they're trying their best to convince the large body to get back to work. Now, these kind of FIRs, etc., sets back the process. Just tell them to hold their hands, Delhi police.
Why don't you do this? Ask the doctors at AIIMS Delhi also to get back to work. Insofar as the FIR and other things are concerned, we are seized of it. When we are seized of it, nothing is going to happen.
We registered yesterday, my lord, General Secretary accused
Now
in the
tell us
FIR.
one thing, since when have you been abstaining from duties? Tell us, how long is it back?
From the time the incident, for last 7 days, 7, 8.
So the incident
Nine.
took place on the 9th.
Yes, my lord.
Right? Today we are now on the 22nd. Imagine 13 days doctors from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences don't go to work.
Absolutely. As an officer of the court, as lawyers, we've been talking to them after your lordship's taken so motor cognizance. We've told them.
Democracy does not mean indiscipline.
I understand, but these FIRs aggravates, my
To work.
lord. Lordship understands the 1,500 doctors, office bearers are sensible. They are trying.
Tell the doctors
Yes.
that once they get back to work, we put it to the director. The director is a member of our task force.
Yes, madam.
We put it to the director that all right, and we tell the police who are here before us. Nobody wants to pursue the doctors,
Yes, that's
right?
But what happens is,
Eventually they have to get back to work. That's
let them just hold their hands till lordship is. No, FIR registered for a peaceful protest and after the last order, my lord.
But therefore, we have just said that no coercive steps will be
Yes.
taken. That we have already protected the doctors.
Yes,
But only
understand.
now if they don't get back to work,
I understand. I completely will convey the sentiment.
May I just say, your lordship's
One submission, Lordship. One
Mullah,
submission. Lordship.
nobody should say acid bombs will be used, this should be done, bullets will be fired. It's all wrong, Mullah.
well, God knows you have these kind of elements everywhere on all sides of the spectrum.
Exactly.
Now tell us, we don't know who has said that.
We've got the clips.
You have given that to us, but
Yes,
this is the
and the
idea.
leader of the opposition has done this.
My lord,
Leader of
I
the
am also
opposition.
getting, my lord, many things.
Quay home,
I-
there's a protective order. We can't lodge an FIR.
Responsible way of not placing it before the
Yes.
court.
Therefore,
It
we
is
have
to be
said
ignored,
that when we
not
said
to be
that
highlighted.
peaceful protesters will not be disturbed,
Yeah.
that is equally subject to compliance with the
Yes,
other requirements.
deeply.
Your intimation to the district magistrate.
Lordship, may I say one thing, Lordship? Lordship, because of two investigating agencies are investigating, the vandalism is being investigated by the police and other side is investigated by the CBI. Lordship, there is an apprehension that conflict will be there. Lordship, because vandalize.
Don't worry about it. We are here to resolve any
Consider
conflict.
that
What
as
is
the
here on the
concern
next
while assessing Lordship, because
Media trial also must be banned. Media is spreading rumors. It is insulting the victim, my lord. Kindly stop.
We've already passed that order.
It is alleged.
It is one.
CB may not.
One more thing, if you stop filing all those publicity interest litigations that I come every day before this court, I think the media trial will stop. Constantly filing some PIL or the other before us. All right, we'll see.
Lordship, may I just finally say that this hearing has provided a healing touch to the doctors. The doctors who
Yes.
felt they had nobody to vent their grievance with. Your lordships have heard it so patiently, and there's a sense of satisfaction among the doctors that they felt that they now feel that they've finally been heard. So we would just like to thank your lordships.
We thank.
Saprajita, we have also said that today that the doctors will be heard by the committee. So
Yes, we
I must tell you,
clarified that.
Lord, I must tell you, Lordship, my Lord, when,
Change, my lords, we are.
Mr. Karan,
One
Mr.
suggestion,
Karan,
your lordship.
my Lord, when the secretary, my Lord, Health,
Yes,
Director General of Health Services came, they also shared this concern with, that doctors are exposed to patients and patients' relatives, and their temper is also going high because doctors have their own duties, their own compulsions. The patients would expect something. So there is always a friction kind of a situation. So doctors are kind of more vulnerable. But this has really given a healing touch and an assurance coming from the highest court of the country, that the highest court of the nation is looking after their interest.
well, there is
Okay,
somebody,
really-
thank you, Mr. Zardar. Dr. Rajiv Joshi, I think is on the line.
It's Dr. Rajiv Joshi from Medical Legal Society of India, sir.
Yes,
I represent a body of doctors which has got 70 lawyers and 120 members, doctors who have done LLB. So this is the association which has worked research for 5 years about the problems of violence against doctors. And you'll be surprised to know that you have mentioned there are 7 acts of 7 states. Actually, there are 21 states have different acts for violence against doctors.
yes.
So that is first part. Second part is, in spite of having these acts, vandalism and the violence against doctors does not decrease because there is no deterrence. You can understand my statement that out of 1,381 accused people in Maharashtra from 2015 to 2020, only 4 have been convicted and rest have been given go by because of certain laws which help the doctors to help the accused to get away. Now that problem is to be sorted out by the legislation. What we seek from your honor is the protection of law and not only the protection, physical protection that is being offered by your order, which has been given in detail on the day before yesterday. So what we would like to inform you is that Minister of Health and Family Welfare had drafted a legislation at 2019, and that was rejected by Home Department, that this legislation cannot be done because of certain reasons, whatever the reasons be. After that, when there was epidemic, rather pandemic, the Home Minister assured IMA that they will form a central legislation. But only thing that they did was they amended the Epidemic Diseases Act, and it is now as the epidemic has gone by, the act has the truth of the act has gone by. So what I want to tell you is, out of these, I have filed a public interest litigation in Bombay High Court, and in 2020 we filed a public interest litigation. And as you formed a committee of various doctors, the Bombay High Court Chief Justice formed a committee of people from Maharashtra state, and the committee had 3 meetings, and the meetings have been concluded in a statement which says that the Maharashtra 2010 Act has to be amended. Now, I will read the statement of the Honorable Advocate General of Maharashtra State, which is reproduced in the order of the court, and you will realize what is happening about it. We have further, the court says that we have further been informed in the course of hearing today that the appropriate authority of the government has discussions with the petitioner, and a draft of amendments required to be incorporated in the Maharashtra Medical Services Act has been prepared. However, Mr. Kumbhakoni submits that he has himself pursued the draft and found that the same to be clumsy. He therefore submits that the government ought to be given liberty to considering whether to introduce a new legislation or to amend the act, for which he has time. This order of the court is dated 13th of July 2021, Your Honor. More than 3 years and 1 month has passed after this order. But Maharashtra state government has not done anything about the report of the committee. Therefore, it is necessary to ensure that the recommendations that your National Task Force will give will have to be implemented on the ground. The other statement which I would like to make is we had filed intervention application in Kerala Private Hospital Association versus State of Kerala. And in this case, on Kerala High Court,
Your Dr. Joshi, your PIL is pending before the Bombay High Court, but you're not leaving it at that. Once the report is submitted by the task force, as you rightly said, the next step would be the implementation of the recommendation.
Please hear me out for 2 more minutes, Your Honor.
You can assist us at that stage on what steps should be taken to implement the report of the task force. We require
that is one part. Second part, I will give you
what's happening in Maharashtra, Kerala, because that's not really going to carry this matter any further.
Please give me 2 more minutes. We filed the application in Kerala High Court, and the Kerala High Court passed an order of golden hour of filing FIR. Your Honor, please give me 1 more minute. The Kerala High Court passed an order of 1 golden hour for filing FIR, which is similar to golden hour doctors used to treat patients of stroke or cardiac arrest, so that the patient doesn't die or come with permanent disability. Now this FIR was to be filed within 1 hour, and I have filed 5 instances of this order being disrespected by the police, and the Kerala High Court has taken cognizance of our applications, and they have asked the commissioners of police to file affidavits or superintendent of police to file affidavits, after which the violence in Kerala has come down by 75 to 80%. Subsequently, will be aware of the brutal murder of Dr. Vandana Das, who was stabbed 11 times in chest in early morning, and on that day, the High Court of Kerala asked the government what we are going to do about the act. Within 7 days,
you can assist us after the report comes in. These are important issues on implementation, which we'll look at later on. Let the report first come, and we'll then see. We require your assistance, and we'll be happy to have your assistance on what steps should be taken to.
Also has.
Including your suggestion on the golden hour for
Your Honor, Advocate Sneha Kalita has got copy of my suggestion. Kindly permit her to submit that document with her.
Request, but thereafter there are 2 holidays. 30th is Friday, 31st is Saturday, and Monday is 2nd. And 3rd, my lord. Subject to
Your Lordship, there's only one.
Your Lordship, kindly take the note.
Please give us a note, Dr. Joshi.
I'm in that.
Your Lordship, there's only one suggestion, Your
The
Lordship.
special bench on the 3rd. Can you have it earlier, please? There's a special bench on the 3rd. Or later, either earlier or later.
Mr. Sibal, come on the 3rd. We can adjust the time between both of you. There's no difficulty.
No, but there's a special bench that is listed, the matters are listed for 3 days.
Because then 4th, I don't know how we will be paid.
No, but 5th, my lord, can it be 5th?
We'll take it.
Fifth is all right. Fifth, all right.
is okay.
What is that?
Lord,
Original
another
case
request-
diary be returned to us. the original.
Another request, my lord.
Photocopy of the original.
Lord, another, my lord, the
reply.
status report may be sealed again, my lord, and retain in your lordship.
Status report to be.
Same for us.
CBI state.
And same for, yes, obviously.
That's right, that's right.
Your Lordship, there is one suggestion, last suggestion.
Same for us, they've seen this.
Mandatory filing
See
of
that?
institutional FIR by the
See that
institution
status
within
report.
2 hours of the cognizance of the office. Your
made-
Lordship.
for the last 6
Yes, Your
minutes, you are
Lordship.
making
3
that
minutes,
point.
yes, Your Lordship, that's
We'll issue directions even on
Your
that.
Honor,
deeply obliged. Your
Well, there's one submission which is important at this stage, Manoj, which was, I'll just take 20 seconds. Manoj, I'm appearing for the National Federation of Resident Doctors of AIIMS and the Federation of All India Medical Association. Manoj, they have got letters from different resident doctor associations have written letters to them that we are ready to join. However, if some degree of interim protection, some basic degree of interim protection while the time the recommendation of the NTF has been implemented, which includes only the CCTV footage at the entrance and the exit of the hospitals and the hostels, and also a distress call facility. They are requesting for this interim protection, my lords, because they are petrified after this horrific incident which has happened. And
Well, the government has already implemented this. West Bengal has already implemented this.
On behalf.
2 days back, we've implemented it as far as West Bengal is concerned.
Panic button.
In fact, I have been.
Mr. Solicitor, what we'll do is this, apropos the submission which has come, can you ask the ministry to engage with the state health departments in the next week before we take up the matter? And we'll issue some directions on what in the meantime, what are the steps which the state governments can take in the meantime pending the report of the.
What I would suggest, apropos what is in furtherance, Lord, the health secretary can have a meeting with the chief secretary and the director general of police instead of health secretary of the state, and convey that you take care of this apprehension. This apprehension appears to be justifiable apprehension, my lord, because law and order would be a state subject, my lord. We can only accelerate or we can assist.
During the course of the hearing, counsel representing several resident doctors associations have indicated to the court that the doctors are willing to go back to work without any condition. However, it has been submitted that, don't say without any condition, are willing to go back to work and their duties. However, it has been submitted that the state governments may take a considered view on putting into place at least some safety measures to assuage the concerns of the doctors. Full stop. In order to enable this exercise, full stop, we consider the submission to be, the suggestion to be fair. Full stop. In order to facilitate this, we direct that the Secretary and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of the Union Government shall engage with the Chief Secretaries and the Directors General of Police so as to find, so as to evolve, so as to ensure that the state governments, stroke UTs, put into place certain basic minimum requirements pending the receipt of the report of the task force to assuage the concerns of the doctors over their safety at the workplace.
Lord, primary
With your lordship permission.
The exercise of holding the meeting should be completed within a period of 1 week so that the state governments may take remedial action, remedial and appropriate action, given the exigencies of the situation within a period of 2 weeks thereafter.
In fact, we have made that order on 9.
With your lordship permission.
Followed, we'll share it with them. We made that order to protect.
With your lordship permission, I just would like to add that in some of the hospitals and in private hospitals too, there is not adequate security staff. And even the
Private
security
hospitals
staff.
will have to employ.
Your lordship, I just submit one thing.
I'll tell you one thing.
Please.
When you talk of private hospitals, if you go to a place.
No, your lordship, I'm just.
From nursing homes,
No, your
large
lordship,
hospitals, you have them across the spectrum.
your lordship, I'm
We
just.
start telling the government to provide
Your lordship,
security
I'm
at
just-
every nursing home.
An amount of money they charge.
Your lordship,
to
in some-
employ, my lord, others.
Your lordship,
Ordinary
even
citizens will have no security.
employ, your lordship, they are not having.
And public hospitals stand on a
Your
different.
lordship, I just submit one thing.
Large footfalls, the large number of doctors,
No.
sprawling workspaces.
Your lordship, my submission is
Requirement.
not that.
Some help,
Your lordship,
reduce the security for
I'm
some
just
important.
your lordship,
it may.
that in some of the hospital, your lordship, there is not adequate security and security staff which they deploy, they don't make proper verification. They just employ anybody and then.
Ma'am,
that
it will be
is-
very difficult for
aspect-
this
What-
court to
aspect-
monitor such at a minute level.
Therefore, we have a body of expert doctors who will tell us what to do, A, about the public hospitals, about the smaller hospitals.
That's correct.
Please.
Now, obviously, the burden can't be shared for both equally by the state. The state has an obligation insofar as public hospitals are concerned.
Of course.
Insofar as private hospitals are concerned, some alternate mechanisms can be put into place. That's why we had a suggestion of distress call mechanisms, so that you have an immediate access to a lawful authority should there be any problem or which is apprehended. So these are particularly things, therefore, the committee which we have appointed consists of doctors drawn from private hospitals and from the public sector. The idea is therefore to allow them to evolve something which is practicable. Us merely issuing a general direction will not make any, I mean, you have to have resources, you have to have
Task
manpower.
force may.
So
can
let's
give
therefore wait
that-
for the report of the task force and then we can see how to best implement it. But we are not going to merely lay it down with, be content with guidelines. We are then thereafter going to take up the report and then issue certain direction on that basis.
Please,
My lords, with regard to the SIT notification that I had handed over, we will place documents on record demonstrating which we have obtained through RTIs and then seek directions on the 5th. Grateful.
Grateful to your lordship.